All right, welcome to part 4, and this time we're going to be talking about the games at E3 that probably are just frankly not going to be there, but the stuff that we want to be there. Let's start at Half-Life 3.
Really intro it, Mike. Nice one, yeah. Here's some stuff that won't happen.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, Half-Life 3.
Every year for the last... When was Half-Life 2? I should have done some research.
Well, Half-Life 2, the 2 episodes were with the orange box, and that was a long time.
1926.
Yeah, that was 1886, the order. You just held it in your hand and turned it. So the second time I made that joke.
Which one make a joke? No such joke for anyone who's not played the order, but there you go.
I won't give away the cliffhanger, but you are left at the end of episode 2 of Half-Life 3, the additional episodes, with this massive cliffhanger, and they've just left it like a sort of weird episode of Neighbours that just ends with the apocalypse or something.
Bouncer, might be dead, might not be.
I mean, there's been loads of talk whether there's an additional episode, whether there's a full Half-Life 3 game, whether it's going to come with the Steam console.
Well, also there's this Vive thing, which is like Valve's VR.
Yeah.
And people are saying that maybe, just maybe, it'll come out and Half-Life 3 will be amongst the titles that tries to launch.
Yeah.
Vive.
You could see them doing that as an exclusive, just because people would buy this thing in their droves, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
If it's an exclusive on there.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, I think looking at it from their point of view, you know, I think they took them 5 years to make Half-Life 2, so you'd have to probably devote as much time to it as possible, which is possible, but they'd probably look at it and go, well, we can make more money elsewhere, we can do projects which are easier. And even though all us nerdy-wordy is like, oh, Half-Life is amazing, for most people, they don't even know what it is and have got no care whatsoever about it.
So it's almost in Duke Nukem territory now, isn't it, where like the generations have passed. Gamers have like aged 10 years, and some like people who were like 12 at that time and now 22, and people don't understand the game anymore.
Also, I feel like Valve are just a totally different company now. They're doing like Dota, with like free-to-play games, hats, making hats, making loads of money on hats. So it's just a weird one.
Steam's making them bucket loads of money.
Oh that's still alright.
If they don't make it, then I'm going to make it myself with a flick book, and I'm just going to go, this is what happens in Andrewland. And I'll be like, that didn't cost me anything apart from time.
You've got plenty of that.
And I got plenty of that. But yeah, I would absolutely I would absolutely love that game to be there. If you're asking me whether it's likely, probably not, sadly.
Unfortunately not. And also, I don't think they'd probably come to E3 with it either. It feels like if it ever comes out, like Half-Life 3, they'll just go, here's the press release, it's out. Like, I don't think there'll be any fanfare really for it.
No. Yeah, and that comes down to it, doesn't it? Like, what exactly would it give them in doing it? You know, you might please a few fans, but it's not like they need it, really.
Alright, so sticking with Valve, the other one I want to talk about, I'm a big fan of Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
I think Left 4 Dead 3, if that's what it would be called, probably has got a much more chance than Half-Life 3 of becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Although the conspiracy theorists have it that maybe Left 4 Dead 3, Portal 3 and Half-Life 3 will all be kind of the same game at some point. But anyway, that's going off on a tangent. But Left 4 Dead 3, like Left 4 Dead 2 was brilliant, Left 4 Dead 1 was brilliant, Left 4 Dead 3 needs to happen on next-gen consoles, it'd be amazing. It's the best zombie shooter game. Brilliant for, like, if no one's ever played it, it's like this amazing co-op play where you have 4 of you, you just have to survive and get to certain safe rooms. And, you know, basically what would they do on PS4 and Xbox One? They just make it better graphics. At the same time saying this, I don't think it'll be at E3. Again, because Valve don't need it to be, so...
Well, I think it's another one of those games, isn't it? I mean, they are a change company. They're a different company, Jack. You're right. It's like they don't seem to make big blockbuster titles anymore. They make big games that keep on going, and then, I mean, it's kind of the structure, isn't it? I mean, the company itself is project-based, isn't it? So people can go from different projects, and they can kind of vote. They actually have desks on wheels, don't they? Where they wheel them around.
You're
projects.
Supposed to put yourself where you think you'll have the biggest impact and literally move your desk to be in that place.
So it's a very unique company like that, and I guess that means that the strategy is driven by the people, and they probably just do things they want to do. So for them, I guess, working 5 years on one game is probably quite boring, you know.
The other thing that we don't know is there's probably every chance in the world that Half-Life 3 and Left 4 Dead 3 have been made and and like someone's coming in and going, actually no, we could do this bit better, and that's probably happened 20 times on both games.
Might be.
Like, who knows? The iteration of it must just be this kind of people come in. They the staff change, whatever. They look at the projects, they change them. Before you know it, you're 20 years down the line, and the games haven't come out. It's this kind of
we come back to a game we'll probably talk to about next, but The Last Guardian trilogy.
Yeah, that probably should be the next one we talk
where
about.
you started off with something, the technology's moved on, and actually what you've originally made looks crap and is out of date because you've taken so long to do it. So a lot of these kind of fabled games, like we've always like, oh, I really want this. It probably time moves on past them and then they're gone.
But do you remember how long it took to make E.T.? Like you said on the last podcast.
5 weeks,
there goes
guys.
a lesson to learn there. 5 weeks.
That was an unparalleled success.
Blockbuster video game, 5 weeks to make it. Come on, put your fingers out.
It is possible to make a good game quickly though, like Majora's Mask Zelda game, that was made in about a year and a bit.
I thought you said a good game.
That was a good game.
Yeah, but they already had all the assets.
So exactly. So they just reused all the Ocarina of Time assets to make that game, but they still did it, and it's a very, very different game. So it's possible to do it, but yeah. Okay, so maybe you want 2 to 3 years maximum, wouldn't you? For it. Last Guardian, for anyone who doesn't know what this is, it's by this team, this Japanese team, Sony, called Team Eco, and they basically in E3 of, I want to say like 1802 or something. I don't know. When was it realistically? It was like 2000.
Last Guardian?
Yeah, 2009.
2000
Anyway, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It was a while ago anyway.
It was, they had this massive success with Eco, and then they had massive success with Shadow of the Colossus, and then they were like, okay, PS3 game, it's going to be Last Guardian. It's amazing. It's got this weird griffin creature that follows you around like a big giant fluffy cat, and no one knew what the hell happened other than that. And then a whole generation has gone by. To think Uncharted has had 3 games, almost 4, and that's the amount of time that The Last Guardian's been in development, which is an incredible fact.
I mean, how does that work? Does Sony not check in on them? I mean, like a whole 7 years have gone past. There's no one pick up the phone going, so just check what that team's doing. They're not answering their emails. Very, very quiet recently.
I mean, these things are at the whims of the organisation, especially a company like Sony. I've got a friend who worked on a very big project for a company, and they spent an awful lot of money, got it quite far down. It was going to be a huge game. A new guy came in at the top, wanted a different strategy, and they canned it.
And that was the end of ET2.
yeah. If you're listening, people behind ET, we really want a sequel, guys. We need something to put in the landfill.
What happens when he got home? That's what I want to know.
His mum was furious. Where have you been?
He can cook cheese toasties with his finger. You know that? He touches the toasty in it. He's like a George Foreman.
Alright, let's stick with Sony. So obviously we said The Last Guardian almost certainly won't get announced, or I don't know. I don't know. If it doesn't get announced this time, it has to be killed. The other game that Sony have got on their books, which could potentially be announced, is The Last of Us 2. Yeah. Now, we all love The Last of Us, very good game. The game ends in a way that I don't know if you'd continue from that point, or if you'd just do a completely... I think I went into great detail in the our continued podcast about what I'd like.
Remember that one
from the next Last of Us game.
A 15-minute pitch.
Yeah. It was. Naughty Dog never got back to me.
Oh, funny though.
It's just rude. It's just rude.
Well, I mean, there's also talk of potentially a movie on the game being announced. So whether they do the movie and the sequel,
has already been made called The Road. It doesn't make sense. They're just rebadging it. I mean, I kind of think Last of Us 2, they'd have to do it a completely different story, completely different characters. There's no other way. I don't think you can really carry it. Well, there's not no other way.
I totally agree. Yeah,
but I think it would be a bit strange to then pick up that storyline from where it left off. And I think. For the people who wanted more of a character, more story from the characters, they gave you the download, the DLC. So I don't think they'll go.
And they could, in the end, go back to them at some point in the future for like Last of Us 4 or something like that. And and so you.
It might be the what happened to the brother and the thingy.
They could do that. They could explore that.
Oh yeah.
There's a scene in it where you go through like an abandoned area and there's all these messages about what happened there. It'd be quite cool to maybe relive that bit. I can't remember the character's name's called, which is annoying. But there's a moment where you go through and you're reading all this history and he's like saying, someone went out and they unlocked the door and then you get through it, and then there's a big sign on the other side saying there's loads of dead people in here, don't come in there, and you're like, oh, they could have told us that first.
Yeah.
I think the world's quite interesting. I think there's loads more stories you can tell. I think this kind of post-Calypso zombie stuff kind of really works, as we well know. There's a massive gap in the market for another zombie game.
I've not played one in at least 4 days.
Yeah, there hasn't been one out in the last 20 seconds. But yeah, I would definitely pick it up. I mean, I think Naughty Dog, their record is virtually unblemished. I can't think of anything that's been ropey that they've made.
Not for right now. No.
Yeah, I mean, so anything they do, people are going to want to play, aren't they? Really? So, but yeah, I mean, it's a good IP.
Do you think it's too soon this year, though?
I think they'll be very much focused on Uncharted 4. So whether
I think it's too soon anyway. I just think, like you say, even if they could release it now and start talking about Last of Us, you would have thought they'd hold that back anyway, wouldn't you? Because the focus is on Uncharted and probably on Uncharted.
They do like doing those 5-second teasers, though, where it's a logo.
I don't know. I think you'd be more likely to get Uncharted remakes, first 3 remakes, than Last of Us 2, I think.
The only thing that makes me believe they might do it is just because Sony don't appear to have many massive games on the horizon, unless they do just suddenly wow us at E3 with a load of stuff that's not been announced yet. Yeah.
You never know. I mean, it's one of their biggest studios, isn't it? So you would have hoped that they think there would be guys, we need more. But I don't know. It was such a big hit. There's no way they're going to just leave it there and go, that's done. Let's just leave that. That made us an absolute ton of money, but let's just leave it.
So on a day where we've all been emailing each other under the name I'm Batman, we should probably talk about the potential for a Justice League. So obviously Rocksteady have got Batman Arkham Knight coming out. They've already said that that's going to be their last Batman Arkham game, which doesn't really stop them making a Batman something that's not Arkham game.
Yeah.
But also there's obviously Justice League movie coming up. There's every chance they might bring out a Justice League game, and I imagine Rocksteady would be heavily involved therein. So
it's really interesting, actually. Just as a little bit of a segue, there was a story in the one of the news sites a while ago about George Miller. They've just done Mad Max, and how he got very far down the line with a Justice League movie. They actually cast it. Well, they get pick the people they want to pick, and it was all like Batman, and it was supposed to be Chris Nolan's Batman era.
Okay.
So they've obviously been thinking about Justice League for a long time. So I think you would be very, very surprised if there wasn't thought of let's have a Justice League game. But how you would do that? I mean, you would want Rocksteady involved.
Would you think? Well, there's a chance in Arkham Knight that maybe Superman or Wonder Woman might turn up at some point and go, "Oh, hi Batman, do you like us from?"
Hey Batman, do you want to go for a pint? Kind of busy now, guys.
Superman's there. I can see you naked with my laser vision, my X-ray vision.
Superman is a well-known pervert. I never understood how Wonder Woman's got an invisible plane. I mean, like.
Is she in the comics?
You can see her in the plane, like it kind of defeats the point. Hey, how you doing?
In the Taylor Swift latest singles, in the video, she's got an invisible car, which is just sat inside the invisible car.
I don't know, you're a Swift fan?
I'm not. I saw a screenshot of it. I don't know.
I thought you're more Jonathan than Taylor. But
I don't know any of her songs, but
there's that one about just being sassy.
Cool.
Be young and sassy.
Can you sing a couple of bars out of that?
Yeah. Once we've left this pub.
All right. Jack's actually got a Taylor Swift tattoo on his buttock. Took 14
Goes straight
hours.
across both cracks.
Yeah. With her mouth is. Oh no. No, that's not actually true. Or is it? Ooh. Answers on the postcard to Jack Saints.
When we get 50 subs, all will be revealed.
Realistically, I think Justice League is probably too soon. They're going to be so concentrated on
Possible.
Batman that comes out literally a week after E3, if not even sooner after E3.
But the Justice League movies are slated for a couple of years, so you would have thought a game will come along around then.
I imagine it's very likely. All right, this is a game that definitely wouldn't be announced at E3, but it's made the list just because I really want to see it, which is Red Dead
Revolution.
I don't know if that's the official name or if it's just
That's
one
what
that people
everybody
think
says
it's
it's going to be. Yeah.
So like Rockstar, they never really come to E3. They always do their own thing. They're a bit like Apple that way. So it's very unlikely you'll see Red Dead Revolution unless Sony or Microsoft have paid them like truckloads of money to come to E3 for them. But I still imagine that this year it's got to be announced. I mean, it's rumoured to have been in development for ages, and it's been a long time since Red Dead. And I much more preferred Red Dead to Grand Theft Auto, if I'm honest.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption was great, wasn't it? Yeah, I mean, it was like really, when you consider the first one, Red Dead Revolver, to that one was such a jump in quality.
Massive jump.
Yeah.
Red Dead Revolver just didn't get my attention at all.
It was one of those
really.
Rockstar games where they just, they kind of missed the mark a little bit, don't they? A bit like Max Payne 3, which I thought was a bit off kilter.
Yeah, I've got the special edition version of that. The little Max Payne statue.
Oh, how?
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's taken,
box.
girls. He's
Still in
taken.
its box.
Yeah. Sitting on the goal, man. But I think Red Dead was amazing. I just like the world, the story was really interesting. I thought, the characters were quite good. It was quite nice writing. I reckon they'll definitely. There's definitely one of these games in development. It's when I suppose the question is, I reckon I'll push it forward a little bit further forward into more kind of the industrializing of America, and have that kind of crossover, because they just touched on that in Red Dead.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, that's what they could do. Yeah.
And it might be, if it's Revolution, it could even be, kind of independence, I guess. But that would be way before, wouldn't it?
No, that would be. Yes, that was like.
So it could go back actually. No, I don't, because then it wouldn't really be a cowboy, would it? I don't know. It's difficult to know what era they'll pick.
American West with Andy Loughlin.
yeah. Poor history knowledge.
America is a country across the ocean somewhere.
I'll do what Ubisoft do, and I'll just go on Wikipedia. So I think that I'm really excited for that game. I potentially, I could potentially see someone getting a timed exclusive on that. One of the big consoles, which would be a big deal. We're like a.
But did GTA4 have a timed exclusive on Xbox?
Yeah. So they've done it before. It's not unheard of.
They've got previous.
They'd be brave to go with Xbox, though, given that Sony.
Oh God,
yeah.
They'd definitely go Sony, wouldn't they? If they was to do it again.
That would be a big coup if they got Red Dead for
Massive
like
coup.
8 months. It would be like
Massive coup.
a third world, like little South American country being taken over.
Minor aside, it's also quite funny to read that they're suing the BBC over this thing at the moment.
What a load of bollocks.
I can't remember the exact
my
quote about. It was something like, "I don't want to be represented by Harry Potter in a film." Or
That was a
something
quote
like
from me.
that. No, that was what he was saying.
Oh right, yeah. Yeah, I don't blame him really.
I think he's got a good range.
Yeah, I'm a Radcliffe fan.
Yeah, I'm a Radcliffe fan.
I heard that he said he wanted Paul from Neighbours to Stefan Dennis.
That's a Neighbours tribute.
Oh, well, are you watching a lot of Neighbours at the moment?
I haven't watched Neighbours in ages.
I am. Ask me anything.
Who's Paul from Neighbours?
Well, we just said it.
Stefan Dennis.
He's got a wooden leg.
Wasn't he the guy who was also in 24? Wait there.
No, that's Jim.
Oh, Jim is it?
Yeah, Jim.
Apart from Kylie, Jim's like the one who's made it. He's in like proper
Also-
films and stuff.
Yeah. I also Guy Pearce.
Oh yeah,
It's Russell Crowe.
Was Russell Crowe in Neighbours? They were all in
Chris
it.
Chris
Wasn't in
Hemsworth.
Neighbours, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Chris Hemsworth was in Neighbours.
Chris Hemsworth was
I
Home and Away.
I need to start watching Neighbours.
You're missing out. There's a great storyline with Tony by his wife, some sexy undies at the moment.
Margot Robbie.
Thor comes in, rescues bouncer.
And Margot Robbie. Margot
Oh, I know
Robbie
who Paul
was
is. So I've just picked it. He was the guy who owned the hotel.
She's in
He just
the
sold
new-
it.
Oh, has he?
Suicide Squad. Yeah.
Right, we need to come off this.
Yeah, we're just talking now. Sorry.
We have a separate Neighbours podcast.
One after Jack's the Quake reboot.
Yeah,
you like Quake, don't you?
Yeah, I do like Quake. Yeah, thanks for asking.
Nerd.
Yes, no. Well, we've had Wolfenstein, Doom. Quake seems ripe for a remake.
It is.
So
Maybe buy Machine Games who made Wolfenstein that none of us much like all that much. Maybe
I like the New Order, that's for sure.
New Order. I like New Order.
but yeah, I think Machine Games would be a great choice. Has there been any rumours about this, or is this just?
No, this is
okay.
mainly from my brain, but
Dear.
so like the original Quake was actually really interesting. It was a bit like Bloodborne. It was a lot of Lovecraftian stuff going on in it. It was very weird. Then Quake 2 got a bit odd because then it combined, almost like Doom, it started making these mechanized alien thingies, but the original Quake was actually quite scary. Yeah, the Strog. Don't have a Strog, chaps.
Strog.
Beef stroganoff. But the original Quake was really eerie and weird, and that's what I think they should go back to with it.
I'd love to play Quake again, actually. I know, but not obviously a reboot, but just the original. I haven't like I sort of saw some footage of the. It brought me back to my childhood playing Quake. Just seeing those little the armour you could pick up, the red and yellow armour you could pick up, all that kind of stuff. I thought actually I loved Quake when that was out. It was so good.
Yeah, it would be nice to have a new game.
Wasn't that like a kind of? It was one of the. It was quite a multiplayer. Online multiplayer.
Yeah,
I know they had Quake 3 Arena and all that kind of stuff, but it was definitely pushed.
I'm probably wrong about this, but in my head it feels like it was the first game that let you have proper mouse look as well, which meant you could look around your environment with the mouse.
Definitely
because Doom was fixed.
Duke Nukem, or was that after?
That was fixed though, and you couldn't look around willy-nilly with your mouse. You were fixed looking up or down.
All I remember is like you say, playing Quake and just being amazed you could actually have free mouse look. So yeah.
So separately, do you remember Duke Nukem before it was a first-person shooter?
It was a side scroller.
Side-scroller, yeah. Did you ever play that?
Not at the time. No.
Oh right, okay.
God almighty. This is about new games, right?
Yeah, the old ones are the best.
And then,
I like the penny wheel.
Honestly, find me a whack-a-mole any day.
That sounds sexual, doesn't it? Everything sounds sexual if you think about it.
Yeah, it totally does.
It does, doesn't it? All right, should we move on?
Well, we've only got one left on the list unless someone's got any amazing suggestions. But the final one, not to leave Nintendo out, is Super Mario Galaxy 3, I guess. So, I mean, Galaxy 2 was quite a while ago. There probably needs to be a Galaxy 3. I mean, let's face it, Nintendo are in the shit.
I mean, both those two games were great, weren't they? Fantastic.
They were amazing games. But my only concern is, they've announced the NX. It's not going to be at E3. They've already said that. But surely now they're just waiting. They're just probably going to be sat there going, well, we could do Galaxy 3. We'll do it on an X, yeah? Yeah, all right, yeah, let's do that. I feel like the Wii U is probably going to lose out on any massive announcements. But maybe they'll prove us wrong when it comes to
I reckon the Wii U will get Star Fox, definitely. I mean, that's
already been
announced,
yeah.
But I think Galaxy was just really great game. Like, I think it was really clever, really smart, really good way of going from sort of the world to Galaxy. But then you question, like, where's Mario going to go next? Like Super Mario, like Heavenly Body, like, or like Super Mario Hell.
That would be good.
Ding, ding, ding.
What the hell does Super Mario Hell look like?
presumably Bowser's King.
Yeah. Just Bowser naked.
Is he naked anyway?
Well, he's got a shell. He's got a shell on, hasn't he? Yeah.
So you think that turtles are dressed?
in your world.
They're covering up their junk.
Are they?
Yeah.
The junk's in the shell.
Junk's in the trunk.
I didn't realise you were the resident veterinarian. Where is a turtle's penis?
I don't know. I once watched a zoo for half an hour. One tortoise try and have sex with another tortoise. It never did it, but
Pick up any tips?
Perseverance, and I've used that tip ever since. Thank you, Mr. Tortoise.
Always crack open the shell first.
Yeah. But
all of this sounds slightly rapey, I'll be honest.
How the hell did we get onto tortoise sex?
Mario, is all you can talk about.
Sorry.
Oh,
but yeah,
God.
Super Mario Galaxy 3, I'd love to play it.
Anyway,
Alright, does anyone have any left field zingers to throw in at the end that don't involve having sex with turtles?
No, I've got about 100 things that do involve having sex with turtles. But
They don't call you Jack the Turtle Turner for nothing.
Turtle Turner. That is your new nickname. Turtle Turner.
They could resurrect the turtles, that'd be cool. There's not been a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game for a long time.
We should probably just say as well that we mentioned earlier about HD remasters of Resident Evil.
Yeah, we were right. So actually, time has passed.
We were right. Time has passed, Michael.
So this last section we did in a separate time, as you can tell by the noisy pub we're in. But yeah, so a couple of weeks ago we were doing the last thing. We predicted that Resident Evil 0, I think Jack actually predicted this, the turtle. And sure
nailed
enough,
it.
Nailed it, yeah. There you go.
Gets it every time.
There you go.
The turtle is slow, but he gets there. And when he does, he brings the thunder.
Basically, it's not very ambitious from Capcom, it feels to me. Like, that's all. Let's just do HD remakes.
Well, they're obviously they've said they're going to do more remakes, but obviously 1 and 0 were easy choices for them because they were on the GameCube, weren't they?
Yeah.
And they were sort of half HDified then.
Yeah.
But with 2 and 3, they'll have to start those from scratch pretty
So
much.
2 is the one that I want them to do.
But they'll have to redo all the assets.
And they should.
Okay, all right.
Imagine how much money they'll make from doing it Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah, a load. Much more than
They were
they make from
surprised.
doing 8.
They were surprised by
7.
Resident Evil 1, weren't they? They were shocked at that. So yeah, they will. I reckon the whole back catalogue's getting redone.
Yeah, I think it probably will. Maybe they'll do 0, 1 again somehow, and then 2 and 3, Nemesis. And then that's where it ends, really. Because Resident Evil, they've already done 4 on PS3.
How many games did we say there were? 27 or something.
20,010.
They should redo the Game Boy one on the boat.
What was that called?
Because it gated.
Oh, you mean the
Revelations 1.
No.
That is on a boat though, but you're thinking about the original.
Yeah, the
original
Game Boy. What the hell was that called? Resident Evil.
Gay boy?
Original Game Boy. It didn't come out in the UK though, did it? I think it was Japanese only. Or something.
Maybe.
It might be. I think you're right. It's called Gaiden.
Is it?
Resident Evil Gaiden.
Okay. There you go.
Anyway,
Well, I think one thing we're absolutely clear is there's Resident Evil coming, whether we like it or not.
Resident Evil up the yin yang.
Have they mentioned 6 yet? 7?
I'd like to play that one.
No, we talked about it.
Did we? That was 2 weeks ago.
Mind like a steel turtle.
Turtle? Shut up. Fucking hell, Turtle.
Sorry. Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
All right.
had some really good points about it.
We did many points.
Yeah.
So we wrap up.
So,
All right, cool. So this was the Quit or Continue E3 Predictions podcast. In the end, just about. We're going to be doing Wolfenstein Old Blood next in the Quit or Continue.
wow.
Everyone's looking forward to that.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So check back in a couple of weeks.
Particularly
for that. You can follow us at Quit or Continue. You can see the YouTube video at YouTube/Quit or Continue Games, and you can get in touch with us at mailers@quitorcontinue.com. I am Mike Plant at MikeGC. You are.
I'm Jack. At
Turtle.
QLC, Jack.
The Turtle. I'm Andy Lachlan at Media Scribbles.
Dave at TLD Dave.
All right. Until next time. Have a good E3.
Bye.